All right. Okay, everyone. So I hope people know how to raise their energy and take bandhan. That is something we do before we start our meditation and when we conclude it, or any time at all when you're stepping out of your house and just going about your day. It helps erase your energy and also give yourself the protection that you need on a subtle level. So let's kind of straighten our backs a little bit, get into the zone, and take a few deep breaths to just, relax ourselves, know that we're here for the next hour doing this meditation together. Always strong to do things collectively. That's another thing that helps the left channel, the collectivity, because we don't feel like we're alone. Take a few deep breaths, hold, exhale. This is just to kind of let go of anything that we've, accumulated superficially. Be more aware of our surroundings. Okay. So we can keep our hands open on our lap, palm facing upward. All right. And for raising the energy, first, there's two aspects to it. First, you raise the Kundalini 3 times for each of the vertical channels we have. And then you do the Bandhan 7 times for each of the chakras we have. So we look into the palm of our left hand as we're doing this, the center of our palm. That is where our Sahasrara is represented on our hands. So while looking there, our attention on our Sahasrara on our hands, our right hand will go around the left in a outward direction. So from inside, you go outside, right? And you start doing that at the base of your spine. And then you slowly travel up, 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 all the way to the top. And you give here one knot. You make a knot here, just kind of pull and make a knot. And this is to raise the Kundalini and protect your left channel. So the channel that we're working on today. Now you do it 2 more times. The second time you do it for the right channel. So keep looking into the palm of your left hand. Right hand going around it. The right hand going around, around, around. Take it all the way up. You look up and you tie 2 knots properly above your head. You have to take it up your head because you want to protect all the chakras. And now you do it a 3rd time for the central channel. Again, looking into the center, taking your attention up, 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 and then tie 3 knots for the central channel. So it goes left, right, and center is what we put our attention on. Now we keep our hands, you can do a namaste if you want to indicate balance. Keep your hands open on your lap. Now we do the bandhan, which is to protect the 7 energy centers that we have within us. Left hand remains stationary, right hand goes towards the left hand. So right hand goes towards the left hand. Now we'll do the bandhan, that is, we'll make the 7 rainbows around us like horseshoes to protect each of our energy centers. We have 7 of them, 7 main ones at least. So we'll go from the left side, from the left hand, our right hand goes to the back to the right and then back to the left. So that's for our Muladhara, the first energy center representing innocence. Then we'll do it a 2nd time for our Swadhisthana, for the energy center representing pure knowledge and creativity. Then we'll do it a 3rd time for our Nabhi, representing peace, satisfaction, and the void around it, which represents our self-mastery. We'll do it for our heart, our Anahata chakra, the 4th time. That represents compassion, security, and our spirit as well on the left side. We'll do it a 5th time for our Vishuddhi, to that represents the qualities of collectivity and pure relations. We'll do it a sixth time for our Agnya chakra. That represents the quality of forgiveness. And then we do it for our Sahasrara, our crown chakra on the top of our head. That represents the integration of all these energy centers. And then we can bring our hands in the Namaste. So this is how you do your Bandhan. Perfect. Now we can head to the foot soak. So you probably have the basin prepared with water, and then you add the salt, handful of salt to it. Hopefully you have some fresh water in another little container on the side. You will need that, and maybe a towel to wipe your feet. So if you're ready, we can get started. We'll keep our left hand open on our lap. You can do a little thing of just, you don't have to do this right now, but just a little thing you can do is give the water some vibration as well. Just rotate it in a clockwise direction. So top, right, down, left towards the water. Top, right, down, left. You can just do some rotations here towards the water because the vibrations flow through your hands as well, and it vibrates the water too. So top, right, down, left direction towards the water. Perfect. Now we are ready to put our feet into the water. Ideally, the water should be to your ankle level. Okay. Our hands, so now my feet are in the water. Our hands open on our lap, palm facing upward as in the image. Allow ourselves time to see how we start feeling. You can meditate with your eyes closed, eyes open, however you so desire. If your eyes are open, looking at Shrimataji's Agnya chakra, which is covered in the red, helps one kind of become thoughtless as well. So you can try that. The goal is to just remain thoughtless. So let's remain silent for a minute or two, observe how we're doing on our hands. Any thought that is coming now, we'll face it and say, not now, or I forgive. Okay. Let's raise our Kundalini a few times. How we can do that is with our right hand. We will point it towards the base of our spine and just scoop it up, scoop the energy in a way. We're not really scooping it, but with our hands, we're just gesturing for it to rise. And we'll take it all the way to the top of our head. Just let it go there. In our heart, having the desire for Mother Kundalini to rise. Mother Kundalini, please rise. Very good. We can keep our hands open on our lap. Just observe if there's any differences on our hands now. I felt some catches become more prominent after I raise the energy, because your Kundalini energy, the more it rises, the more it's able to remove the blockages as well. But sometimes you feel more of them because now there's more strands rising and you're more sensitive to the blockages. So that doesn't mean that things are getting more blocked. It means that Kundalini energy is rising actively to clear those blockages out. And that's what the tingling, heat, and the sensations in your body indicate. So what we can do now is we can clear our channels, balance our channels in the foot soak while we're in the foot soak. So with our, first we clear our left channel, keep our left hand open, right hand towards Mother Earth. So you are just pointing it, the right hand toward the ground. And here, we will allow all the excessive imbalances from our left channel to be surrendered toward Mother Earth. And in our hearts, we can say, Mother energy, or even address Mother Earth, please cleanse my left channel. Mother Earth, please cleanse my left channel. Mother Earth, please cleanse my left channel. Have your attention up top your head. Allow Mother Earth to take this away. Surrender to it. We are not doing anything, we just have the desire. Mother Earth, please cleanse our left channel. Mother Earth, please cleanse our left channel. Good. Okay. We can just kind of clear both our hands, see how we feel again. We can keep our right hand open, left hand towards the sky now to clear our right channel. So the right channel becomes more heated and the heat can go into the sky, like how heat rises just naturally as a phenomenon. Same happens, like this excessive heat can go into the sky element from our right side. We'll say, Mother Kundalini, please clean my right channel. Remove all the imbalances from the right channel. Mother Kundalini, please remove all the imbalances from the right channel. Very good. See how you feel on your left hand and your right hand in your body. You don't have to analyze it, but just observe, like witness. Remain thoughtless. That's the main thing. Very good. Allow allow these elements and Mother Kundalini to really take charge. We are not doing anything. We just ask from our heart, that's all. Mother, please purify our right channel. Okay. We can open both our hands on our lap now. Wipe our hands again. See how we feel. Now we can have both our hands on our lap as it is. Again, you can keep your eyes open, look at Srimataji's Agnya because that helps with thoughtlessness. You can try that if you haven't, or you can just keep your eyes closed. You can point both your hands towards Mother Earth or have both hands on your lap. Attention on our central channel. Say, Mother Kundalini, please keep me in the present. Please make me thoughtless. Please give me that balance. Please keep me in the present. Very good. Okay. And keep our eyes closed or open again. Let's see if we feel any chakras. We can kind of clear a few chakras together as we're feeling them. Let's start with our heart. So we can keep our hand on the heart chakra, on the left heart. Right hand goes on the left side of our chest. You can either have your hand pointed to the left side of your chest, or if you are feeling to take this up one notch, you can point your right hand towards your heart and rotate it in a clockwise direction. So you are the clock, so the hand goes left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up. In that direction, you're making these small circles around your heart. This is how you clear a chakra. You have to but turn it in a clockwise direction, knowing that you are the clock and the chakras are in you. You go in a clockwise direction. You make these small little rotations around the chakra to clear it, and occasionally you can just gather it up and let it go towards the foot soap bucket. You can just kind of let it go towards the foot soak bucket, or if you're not doing it while doing a foot soak, you can just let it go towards Mother Earth. You're just kind of gathering and you're kind of letting it go towards Mother Earth, surrendering it to Mother Earth, the problems. So either just, if you're comfortable, keep your hand on your heart, or you can do the rotations. It's up to you. But rotate in the correct direction, going out, left, down, right, up. And here we will say, Mother Kundalini, I am the pure spirit. Please purify my heart. Remove all blockages from my heart. Left heart is indicated by the left pinky on the left side of your hand, the left pinky. That's left heart chakra. Or you could feel it maybe within the heart itself, the blockage sometimes. So your body will indicate these things to you in different ways. Mother Kundalini, please purify my heart, clear my heart completely. Okay. We'll clear our hearts, just let it go, clear our hands, see how we feel. We can clear the left Vishuddhi, which is the chakra where the left neck and shoulder meet. So we can point our right hand towards the left Vishuddhi and give it small rotations here. And here, when it's in its balanced state, this chakra, it gives us our sense of dignity. It gives us pure relations. It gives us that feeling of self-worth, self-confidence, not having those doubts on ourselves. When it's blocked, it manifests as guilt. It manifests as the falsehood of guilt. And guilt can be very damaging for us. We don't need to feel guilty about anything. Shri Mataji said this many a times. Do not feel guilty. We don't have to feel like we are sinful people or anything like that. Let's feel that, knowing that we are the pure spirit, let's let go of the guilt completely. So we'll here say, Mother Kundalini, please remove the falsehood of guilt from me. I am not guilty at all. Of course, we will face our mistakes, but we don't need to hold on to the myth of guilt. It gives us nothing. So we'll say with full heart, Mother Kundalini, I let go of my guilt. I am not guilty at all. Mother Kundalini, I am not guilty at all. I am not this falsehood of guilt. Mother Kundalini, I am not guilty at all. I am not this falsehood of guilt. Mother Kundalini, I am not guilty at all. I am not this falsehood of guilt. Please remove all the guilt that's in me. Again, remember to just kind of accumulate and let it go towards Mother Earth or your foot soak as well. Mother Kundalini, please remove all the guilt in me. I am not guilty. I am worthy of your attention. I am worthy of your attention. I am worthy. I am not guilty. I let go of all the myth of guilt in me. I am not guilty at all. I am not guilty at all. Please remove all the guilt that finds a way to hide in me, in my thoughts, in my being. I am not this guilt. Very good. So we'll clear our hands. We'll clear one more just to see that we use the same hand to clear the chakras along our central and our right side as well. So right now, after clearing the left Vishuddhi, I started feeling some right Vishuddhi as well. So right Vishuddhi represents more our relationships with others, how we are, the sweetness in our relationships, all those things, how we communicate with others. So we can clear the right Vishuddhi by pointing again our right hand towards the right side of our neck and shoulder. So we were doing the left side, but now we just move it to the right side. But we use the same hand, the right hand of action. And here we'll say, Mother Kundalini, please remove all the impurities, all the blockages from my right Vishuddhi. Please give me that sweetness. Remove all the blockages from my right Vishuddhi, Mother Kundalini. as long you have to go in the clockwise direction. So top, left, down, right. That does not change. Okay. The right Vishuddhi is indicated by your index finger on the right side, and the left Vishuddhi you worked on was the index finger on the left side. If you feel both equally, then work on the center Vishuddhi, which is right on the center of your neck. So that's how your body indicates different things to you. Now we here are just kind of putting our attention on it and requesting Mother Kundalini to clear it. Mother Kundalini, please remove this blockage. Okay, we can just clear our hands again, keep our hands open. So let's keep both our hands open on our lap. Allowing ourselves to be in silence for a minute, and then we can rinse our feet and come back for meditation. Okay. So let's take a little break, everyone, for 5 minutes. So with your fresh water, you can rinse your feet out one by one, making sure to not put the feet back into the bucket. And let's dump this water into the toilet, flush it out, trying not to actively look into the water as well. So just let's get rid of the water, and then we'll meet again in like a few minutes. Okay, so as we wait for everyone to come back, we'll remain settled with our hand open on our lap, palm facing upward, trying to remain in a state of thoughtlessness. What that means is you witness your thoughts, they come like clouds. For any thought that is coming, you'll say, "Not now," or "I forgive." So let's do that for a minute or two as everyone settles back down. Let's take a moment to see how you feel above our head with our left hand. Let's raise our hand a few inches above the top of our head. See how we feel. We can do the same with our right hand, slightly bending our head as well. Okay, we can bring both our hands down. Feel free to even write as we continue what you felt and stuff on your hands. But so now talking more about the left channel. We briefly touched on that before we started. And we know that the left channel goes along the left side of our body and crosses over on the Agnya and becomes the superego balloon here on the right side. So it has a crossover at the Agnya chakra. Left channel, as all of you yourself mentioned, you said words like past, the moon channel, and lethargy when it's imbalance. You can have depressive thoughts about the past, worries about, your mental being. All of those things are kind of emerging from the left channel. But when it's in balanced state, you have your enlightened emotions that emerge from the left side. It gives you that joy of the spirit. So on the left channel is where the spirit actually resides, so the heart, right? Which is the seat of the spirit. One other thing I want to point out is the left channel connects to the first energy center. The right channel connects to the second energy center. So the left channel starting point is the first energy center, is where it goes and connects. It does both don't connect to the first energy center. So Poonam asked, so I had a question. If you don't feel anything above your head, that's okay. Usually, what we feel is that coolness or warmth above our head that indicates the flow of the Kundalini. If it is not there, it has different reasons. You know, sometimes our attention is just sometimes a bit dispersed, so we sometimes don't feel it. I've not felt it most of the times in my journey before, so no worries on that. Also indicates that sometimes we might have a blockage that's preventing us to feel vibrations on our hands in general. So that has to do with the Vishuddhi. So it could be either of those things. See how you feel inside, though. You know, do you feel more peaceful? Do you feel more relaxed? We don't want to get stressed about what we feel, don't feel. Those things will come, but just know that the energy has risen. The state of thoughtlessness is important for you to achieve that, to feel that bliss within. So we remain anchored and focused on that. And we know that that is what we're seeking. The feelings will come and go depending on how we are, and they will get better. Good. I'm happy to hear you feel more peaceful. And the Ida Nadi connects to the Swadhisthana. So you see, it connects to the second energy center. It does not start on the Muladhara. So the Swadhisthana deals with our doing and our creative action. That's what the right side is mostly about, action and, you know, planning. It gives us that energy to do that. Swadhisthana works very hard to create that energy for our brain. So it's connected to that. Pure desire, the left channel connects to our Muladhara. And so right is pink. Oh, sorry, I misinterpreted. Sorry, Rajan. The Pingala Nadi. I was speaking about the right channel, the Pingala Nadi. The Ida Nadi connects to the left Muladhara. Left. It connects to the Muladhara, the left, and the center, and the right. I am unsure of this, but it connects to the Muladhara. It starts from the Muladhara. And so your Muladhara is connected to your left channel, which means that the stronger your Muladhara is, the better your left channel gets as well. So the more that you strengthen your Muladhara, and the way to do that is if you sit on Mother Earth, you help the essence of your Muladhara, which is the innocence. It can strengthen your left channel completely as well. So that's one thing that can help your left channel, is to meditate on Mother Earth, wherever you are, wherever the weather is like. If you have the capacity to meditate on natural ground, such as the grass, that can help strengthen your left side. And you can do the balancing technique where you have your left hand open and right hand on Mother Earth, or both hands on Mother Earth. And that will help not just your Muladhara, but your entire left channel. It'll help with the state of the joy you feel, the qualities that you see in Mother Earth. All of those can help your mental being, your emotional being quite significantly. So that's one thing that I've realized has helped my left channel quite a lot. And it helps really stabilize your emotional being as well. So the more our Muladhara stabilizes, the more our emotional being of the left side, which is our Ida Nadi. Sorry about the confusion. Pingala is the right, Ida is the left. That gets strengthened as well. So in general, having a strong Muladhara strengthens your left channel. The other thing that strengthens our left channel is I think what helps me is knowing that we are the pure spirit. So just detachment from our emotions. So a very strong mantra for you, if there are a lot of associations where you're being dragged into the past and in general, even the future, we disconnect from our spirit, is to know that we should bring our attention back to our spirit, and that is who we are. We are not the fears, we are not the conditionings that the left channel gives us. So all of those things, just having that in our attention as well, gives us that strength of our left channel as well. So I think the next on the agenda is the talk.
Can I ask a question before?
We can take our questions after. You can write it on the chat for now, but we'll address the questions after we watch the talk, and that'll be done in the next 10 minutes. So we'll shift to the next part of the program, and then we'll go into an open question.
Okay.
Just hold on to it. You can write it on the chat if you don't want to forget. Thank you. So this talk is by Sri Mataji, and it talks about joy, which is the essence of the spirit, and how and it is connected to the left channel, because a balanced left channel does provide us with a lot of joy, that innate joy that we're to feel. So we can keep our hands open on our lap as we listen to her.
Spirit is the freedom, is the free being within us. It is detached. It cannot be killed. It cannot be blown away. It cannot be burnt away. It is eternal, Anand. It is eternal. That spirit is joy. That spirit is the source of joy, that emits joy. Joy is different from happiness and unhappiness. Ego, when it feels pampered, it feels happy. I like it, I like it. This I business is ego pampering. That is not joy, because you like to drink today and tomorrow you don't like to have a headache. It has the double side of I like and I don't like. You like something through your ego, dislike through your super-ego. So it is a one coin, and there are two faces. One is happiness, another is unhappiness. Joy is beyond that. Joy is a drama. Seer is a witness. You see a drama, you know it's a drama going on. You just watch it as a drama. You are not involved, and you are seeing it and enjoying it. You are crying if you see something, you are weeping, but you know you are not that. It's a drama. Seer, the witness. Your spirit is the witness. And when you become the spirit, you become the witness. You become the witness. For example, you are seeing something through a window. There's something exists in the window, for example. Now, you enter inside the room and you see through the window. Your conditioning is like one wave arising in you as a thought which comes from the past. It rises again, another thought comes up and goes in the past. First the past thought is there, and then another future thought is there, it disappears. You see the thought rising, but you can't see the disappearing of the thought. In between that is the present. That's the place is established, that present is established when your attention becomes enlightened by the Spirit. Either you think of the future or of the past. But I say now, at this moment, at the present, you cannot stand there because your spirit is not enlightened. Because spirit is the present. When you get your realization, you find that you are not thinking of the future or the past, you are just enjoying. Everything becomes different. The whole life becomes a drama, and the joy out of it starts coming out. And you really enjoy small things here and there. And you really understand how much joy was lost before realization. This is not your mental thing that gives you joy. But the joy pours on you from your head just like this. A cool thing starts pouring down. As some people have a feeling of the tension rising up, it's the same way a cool sort of thing, flow of joy you feel in your whole body pours out. Sometimes this cool breeze that rises in the head also starts becoming like a fountain pouring down that joy. You look at the pictures, for example, see this star of Moses. You see David's star, you see that. When you see that, you can think about it. Or else you just watch this. Watch it and don't think. The joy of the creation of that thing, whole thing, becomes one with you. Like all the creation around, a lake is completely felt in the lake if the lake has no ripples. Completely. In the same way, all that is joy. The Creator, whosoever it may be, has put there. You get the complete joy within yourself because there is no thought. There is no barrier. No conditioning. The whole thing becomes one with you and you start feeling extremely happy, extremely joyous. A feeling which is indescribable. It is to be just enjoyed, to be felt. Like Kabira was asked, why don't you speak now? So he says in Hindi language, he's one of the terrific poets we had. He says, Jab mast hue fir kya bole? When I have gone into the nectar of the intoxication, of the spirit. Now what can I talk? There's no word. No cup can fill this joy. No words can fill this meaning. You better be with me and get it and enjoy yourself. That's all he could say. That's what I say, the narrow vision has closed your eyes to so many things. Even Christ you cannot understand. About Christ is written in Devi Mahatmya, about Mahavishnu. All his life is written. If you can read it, you can find out that before coming on this earth, you will see how he was created, what powers he was given, how he is the Son, and all that is written. But for us, only we think that Bible is the authority. It is. But even to understand that Bible, as I told you, to understand Gita, you better get realization. In the same way, to understand that Bible also, you have to get your realization. The one about whom it is described had never been to a school. None of them have been to any school. For the first time in this life, I have learned this English language. I never knew this language in any one of my lives before. Because I knew I'll have to talk to you and I'll have to tell you about spirit in this language. But to understand it, we have to read ancient scriptures. Beautiful ancient scriptures are there. It describes the nature of the spirit. It said that spirit has got three qualities. Sat Chit Anand. Sat Chit Anand. Sat means truth. Chit means attention. Anand means joy. Sat is the truth. What is the truth now? If you see something white, it is the truth. All right. But what is the truth of this shore? A realized soul can know. Not you. Because his spirit is enlightened. He sees the fifth dimension of this shore. Let him hold it in his hands and he will know that this is Mother Shore. Immediately he'll feel those cool vibrations coming out of it. He'll know that this is Mother Shore. That is the truth. The four dimensions which we know of is not the truth, but the fifth one which is the truth, which is the spirit. Sitting down here, you can find out about anybody, what is he suffering from, what are his problems, what are his chakras, is absolute. This knowledge is absolute. If you have 5 or 10 children who are realized, and if you tie their eyes, and ask them about a patient which is suffering from, they will all raise their fingers, this, or this, or this, or all of them, whatever may be the case. All of them will raise the same fingers. It is absolute knowledge. It cannot be argued. It cannot be refuted. It is what it is. And also, today the man may be having these problems, tomorrow he may not have at all. So then, whatever was there is finished, whatever is today, that's what they are going to tell. So it is the truth. The rest is all, is mithya, is false.
Take a few minutes to just again meditate silently. Keep our hands open on our lap, allowing that talk, those words that are recognized by our Kundalini as truth to be absorbed within us. So, no thoughts, any thought coming, we say, I let go, I surrender, I forgive, anything. And let's try to remain in that state of thoughtlessness. We can even have our attention on our heart inside, on our heart and above the top of our head. Really feeling within us that we are nothing but the pure spirit. Shri Mataji mentioned, we are the pure spirit, which is nothing but the absolute truth, joy, and attention within us. Okay, everyone, we can see how we feel really quickly, but we're now at the end of the session. So let's see how we feel on our hands. You can see above our head as well, really quickly to see if it's any different. To wrap up our meditation, we'll do our bandhan again. So let's do that. And if you have any questions, we can take them up after this. So we'll first raise our Kundalini for the 3 channels and then for our 7 energy centers. So looking into the palm of our left hand, we'll take our hand up, tie a knot for the left channel, Ida Nadi. Then we'll do it a second time to protect our right channel, our Pingala Nadi. And then we'll do it a third time for our central channel. 3 knots up top for our Sushumna Nadi. We can do a Namaste. Then we'll protect our 7 energy centers. Starting with the first one from the left side, we go to the right and back for Muladhara, for Swadhisthana, for our Nabhi and the void area around it. Then our Anahata, we do it for the Vishuddhi, we do it for our Agnya, and then we do it for our last one, our Sahasrara. Bring our hand together in the Namaste. Thank you everyone for joining our session. Some affirmations on the screen for you. Feel free to unmute, ask questions. I know we interrupted someone who wanted to ask a question. Please ask the question. We are all here to help and talk. So yes, feel free to stay behind and we can have a little chat. Experiences, anything at all, whatever's on your mind. Someone else has it on their mind too.
My question was, I'm fairly new to this. I've been to, I would say, under 10 sessions. And I'm wondering if in the beginning, if other people feel this way, but sometimes I feel very negative and doubt whether this is going to work for me or not. So is that something that's common, or will it go away if I just persist?
Yes, it'll go away. I'm standing here in front of you as a testimony of that, where I, in the beginning, didn't think it would work for me. But it's very interesting because the heart knows something, the mind doesn't. And I found it in 2012, but till 2014, I couldn't really fully accept it. But it's interesting because whatever is the truth remains the truth. And we might have our little tangents with it where we might go and like venture off, but ultimately we know what helps us and we come back to it because it might not manifest to the point where we can feel it with our thoughts yet, because our thoughts are just reactions of the mind, but on a subtle level this is changing us. And so the biggest thing that we achieve through meditation is a state of thoughtless awareness, and that basically shows that these thoughts we're having are a myth, right? And they will form as negative thoughts. Whatever is for our ascent or anything, thoughts will come in different ways. Even when you're studying, they come in the form of procrastination, and you wonder if it's worth it. It's always, the thoughts are a huge blocker, and that's why thoughts are not the thing that indicates to us whether our progress is happening, because they can form in different ways to stop us. But after the meditation, see how you felt in that silence. Were you able to feel that joy? Were you able to feel that peace? And those feelings will grow. And that those obstacles that you may face before coming to the meditation, all those doubts, well, the more you experiment with something, the more proof you get of something, the doubts will lessen accordingly. So it'll be like a virtuous cycle that keeps forming, right? But it can also turn into a vicious cycle if you start having negative thoughts and you don't meditate, and then you get stuck in the loop. Then it's harder to come out of that. So I would say that trust your experience. Trust your experience after doing the act of meditation. See how you feel, how that makes you feel. Hold on to that, because the growth of the roots is happening within. The tree is getting established, and the thoughts, you'll see the patterns will change as well. So I hope that helps clarify.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I normally do feel more at peace after the sessions.
Yeah.
The past couple of times I haven't as much, but in general, yeah, I do feel more at peace than when I started. So I just wanted to put that out there because I wasn't sure if that was something that most people feel.
I definitely have felt that. And, growth happens in interesting ways. We expect a linear type of a growth to happen sometimes. Like, you expect like 5% progress each time or something, which it does happen, but sometimes your subtle configurations are changing. And sometimes you look back and realize that, oh my gosh, so much has changed, though you don't pay attention to how that's changing in the process. Like if you play a musical instrument, you're practicing the same scale again and again, and you think you're not going anywhere with it, which I felt many times. But then you look back and you realize that you've overcome something for sure. After a few times of doing it, a few weeks of doing it, it becomes spontaneous, and then you realize that the growth did happen. So I would say that allow it to work out, and because Mother Kundalini is working on a level that we cannot always fully perceive with our thoughts. And what you're feeling is definitely shared by people. We all have our ups and downs. Sometimes we feel strongly about things, the desire is stronger, and then life happens, and then we don't feel so much for it. But then it balances out. We hit an equilibrium, and the more we meditate, that stabilizes as well. But I definitely still feel those things still, here and there for sure. So you just overcome that, and you realize that um, it works out. So I hope that helped. But feel free to ask anything else as well. Um,
Thank you. That was very helpful.
Perfect. So any other questions? I'm looking at the chat. On a cellular level, if you have any illnesses, how does this help? So the Kundalini has is a very nourishing energy. It, we are, and Shimataji has a lovely excerpt on this where she talks about how the Kundalini power, when we are disjointed, our left side is doing its own thing, right side doing its own thing, our chakras doing its own thing. The Kundalini threads to all of them and integrates all of those things together, like it's going through, like it's like binding all of those things, right? It's like the thread that binds us together. Because in our life or whatever, we start doing things that kind of disjoint us. The heart acts separately from the attention, which acts separately from the mind. The more we meditate, the integration of those things happens. And that in itself has had the ability to balance us. And it's in that balance that a lot of these illnesses can dissipate as well. But I think the primary reason why we show up to our meditation is to find ourselves. We can come to heal ourselves, but that's also a fleeting thing, right? Um, we we don't want to make our seeking dependent on, like the issues that we're having, but truly we want to seek and get to know ourselves. But with this Kundalini energy rising, primarily you get to know who you are, but through the weaving, the integration of the physical, emotional, mental, spiritual being that happens, that integration itself, a lot of these, many of the problems of modern day, where modern day problems are because of these things acting disjointedly, those start going away. And I think in that the healing happens. And on a cellular level, I guess, I mean, I'll give a high level answer, because we're an organism that works in complete integration. Our digestive system is not independent of the other systems in our body, right? And the integration is essential. So when we start having that integration through the power of the Kundalini on a subtle level, all of the balance starts being restored in us, firstly, of our spiritual self. And through that, we start restoring different types of balances in our body. And that, I think, also helps on a cellular level as well, because our body is nothing but equilibrium. So yeah, that's my version of this answer. But it's a deep answer. But I hope that that helps. Whenever you achieve balance, illnesses which are imbalances can, be tackled in some ways as well. Wow, there's a lot of interaction happening. Also, okay, let's see. Sorry. So Kerala asks, okay, that's a good question. We wake up and you are anxious. So Monday after Sunday, I wake up and I'm like, I can't do this sometimes. That happens to us. And today, knowing more about the left channel, Kerala, that will help with this, or even the right channel, because sometimes you're so worried about the future as well. And these emotions are like responses in our body, like conditionings, like you anticipate something, so you're already anxious in some ways. Like it happens beyond our thoughts can perceive. It happens so fast in us, all of these things. Our body just has natural reflexes to some circumstance, situation, and already we're in that state of anxiety or something like that, or we have a fear. It's a conditioning in some ways, without us even like registering, something happens. But the stronger we get with our meditations, and trust me, it's a process. Even the practitioners of Sahaja Yoga, it's not like these things have disappeared for us, though now we have the ability to A, diagnose ourselves what's happening, and B, know that we can and we have the foundational elements to balance ourselves. We have those anchors that we can kind of go back to and stabilize ourselves, right? So if, and I have these feelings as well, waking up and you feel uncomfortable. Maybe before I didn't know what to do, but now I know that, okay, first you witness it, you realize that this feeling that you're getting is still like something that is not my identity, right? The more you start realizing that you are the pure spirit, the more I've seen in my last few years, that I've understood that, okay, if a thought like this is coming, my ability to detach from it is a bit faster as well. So then, because you've been meditating for a bit, that will strike you. It's like, okay, I'm having this, but I know that I am not this. You are the pure spirit. And then you can use the tools and techniques and the pure desire at your disposal to balance yourself. And those things will suddenly not go away, but you have the mechanism to help deal with that. And I had a few bad days this week, for example, but taking the time to meditate collectively, to meditate and realize that I am the pure spirit, to balance my left channel, all of that helped me overcome that and helped me find my anchor back in my spirit as well. So Kerala, the more you meditate, you will get these tools at your disposal. You already have them. And slowly, you will start finding that your experiences of like meditating, and just how fast your state improves after the meditation, will give you the confidence, the faith to tap into the meditation and use that as your anchor. So that will continuously keep growing and getting better with time. Okay, so one last question that I see up here is, did the concept of Kundalini start with Sahaja Yoga? Kundalini has existed for a long time. It is in so many cultures without people even knowing that it is the Kundalini, the concept of it's not a concept, it's a thing, it's a literal thing. I mean, even the bone that contains the kundalini is called the sacrum bone, the name sacrum coming from the word sacred, which was given by the Greeks, knowing that there was something sacred here. So there's references to it in different religious books. Even the Bible pays reference to the kundalini as well. The Mayan culture does. Science does. 3.5 coils. It's very significant. The spirals you see in the microcosm, in like little snail shells, or even how growth happens. In plants, it's in a coiled motion, but if you even see our galaxy, it's a coiled motion. So this is not something that exists just, it did not start with Sahaja Yoga. Sahaja Yoga had Shimataji enabled people to have their Kundalini awakening in a proper way on an en masse level, many people to receive it very quickly. That's what Sahaja Yoga gave to humanity, because the time has come for many people to get it. In the past, there was one person who maybe got it, there would be one per teacher, and then he would pass down his knowledge after working, making someone work very hard in mountains and isolation, but now the time has come for all of us to collectively experience this together on a collective level, and that's what Shimataji enabled. Yeah.
Shivangana, if I want to add to that question, and Diana, if you see, our body is made of our nervous system. If you remove the nerves of one person, you can rotate it all over the earth. Okay, so the Kundalini awakening is something which is, you need to vibrate all the nerves. Okay, if you see, there are different types of other yogas and meditations in the market, and all of those, they do a lot of things, and this and that, and they stop identifying the kundalini. Okay, but Sahaja Yoga starts with awakening the kundalini. So the age is, if I say, in the past, if you see some public movies or something, there is somebody who is having some superpowers who used to see something somewhere, and they used to relate it to here. But if you see in the current culture, you are seeing a baseball match somewhere on the TV, so you are seeing it on live. So the technology is simplified as the way you need to achieve the things simplified. So the knowledge of kundalini has been brought to, it used to be like one-to-one person. It used to be like very few people who used to practice a lot of things, and then there used to be a guru. They used to test them a lot, and then after this feel that he is the right person, he is eligible and everything, then they used to share the knowledge of the kundalini. But Shrimataji, she has the desire to share this knowledge to everyone, to en masse. This is the blossom times. That is the reason Shrimati has awakened this kundalini easily in these blossom times with everyone. But the only thing is, you should have the pure desire to awaken this kundalini and enjoy it out. And somebody also asked you a question like, if they have the cellular problems, the same thing. When this kundalini awakens, it vibrates all the cellular parts. So the first thing, when you got the realization in the main room, this kundalini is awakened. But later on, you need to uh, develop and need to awaken this kundalini on daily to day basis by doing the meditation in the morning and doing the foot soak in the evening. So here in the side room, we are trying
Yes.
to inculcate that habit to you folks. I try to hope
Can
connect
I?
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I want to make a good comment. So everything is perfect, and when you get your Kundalini working, and if it was previous knowledge, is fantastic that we now are able to access it. And then I also ask about how Srimata she can decide who can have a relationship or a marriage. And that's kind of interesting in a way, because my first resistance was to look at her picture when I was doing this meditation, and everything was, made sense until I had to use a picture of another human. to get to that level. That's my first kind of like blockage in that process. And the second is, as I go deeper in Saha Yoga, I realize that if there is such a thing as Saha Yoga marriage, what happens to those of us who are not in those kind of relationships, and what is the benefit of us, and how open or close is the group of Saha Yogis? And that's a question and a concern I had. Of course, I love the meditations and I go deeper with all of you, but I also have concerns about that.
The concern about marriage, you mean to say?
Well, about what I don't know about the other implications that Saha Yoga has. You know, it's not just a meditation; it's also a way of living, right? If you can
Yes.
comment on that, that will be amazing.
See, there is no.
That was
There are,
sorry.
yeah, go
NAOL,
ahead. Go ahead, Shivangana.
it's not. It was nothing is mandated. Nothing is mandated in Sahaja Yoga. That was something that the Sahaja, when Shimataji was around, Sahaja Yogis wanted for, Shimataji to kind of help with that back then, because people wanted to, find someone who was, on the same, like you want to find someone who's on the same wavelength as you sometimes, and they felt Shimataji couldn't make that match. But as you as a person right now, there's no obligation for people to do certain things. It's not like, oh, you are a part of this, you have to follow through all of these different things. That's not what it is like. And so we are here in Sahaja Yoga to grow ourselves spiritually, to find ourselves, but there's no mandates per se. Ultimately, the more we grow in Sahaja Yoga, we'll start understanding, that sometimes. So there's no set protocols. Even Shimataji never asked people to stop smoking, for example, or stop drinking. But more your Kundalini rose, and people start kind of, like she always says, you give the light to a person in their hand, they'll start seeing that there is like a snake, right? So ultimately in Sahaja Yoga, there's no such rules per se. We are seeking our spirit. That's it. The spiritual growth is the crux of it. Of course, we respect the collective we're in. We respect the relationships of like the purity of brothers, sisters. We respect and love each other. We grow with each other, but and we don't try to violate other people and stuff, but the growth is individual in that sense, and we try to remain as collective, and that is what the essence of Sahaja Yoga is. It's to seek ourselves and be the spirit. Nothing is mandated per se. I hope that helps. It doesn't change anything. Yeah. Does anyone else want to add to it, or?
Diana, see, for the marriages part, I think it's too early for the side room session to discuss. I think it should be somewhere who is integrated or advanced, and later on who is in Sahaj Yoga for at least for 2 years. I guess we can talk about marriages in Sahaj Yoga.
Okay. So have we come to an end of the session? Does anyone else have any questions or anything? Okay. So can we wrap up the session then for today? Okay. All right, everyone. Have a good good day wherever you are, afternoon, evening, and take care of yourself. Okay. Bye.
Thank you, Shivangna. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Didi Jashmati ji.
Shrimataji, I think we still have people in the.
It's Diana only. Diana is there with us for almost 6 months, and she has a lot of questions regularly, but those are very valid questions.
Yeah.
Really good questions.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for the session. We enjoyed today's session.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all your help. Appreciate it. Do you want me to stay back or it's
Oh
all
no,
good?
I think we are good. Rahul, you want to say anything? We are good.
Oh, just want to thanks Shivangna. It was really well paced session. You covered everything and you interpreted beautifully. So thank you.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Thank you.